Okay. Oh, hang on. Oh, there we go. Hi, how are you?
Hey, I'm well, thank you. How you doing?
I'm good. Thank you so much for joining us. It's so nice to see your face. For everyone joining us, hello. Thank you for being with us on World Mental Health Day. Um, yeah, I'd like to introduce to you the wonderful Dr. Britt Ray from Stanford University. She's also the creator of Gen Dread, and I'm a very big fan of your work. So thank you again for being here today.
Oh,
Yeah.
likewise. Thanks, Catherine.
um, the theme of this year's World Mental Health Day is nature. So I thought it would be an amazing opportunity to sit down with an expert and talk about something that I think a lot of people have been maybe thinking and feeling, but don't really know too much about, and that's climate anxiety. So I guess my first question for you, Britt, is what is climate anxiety? Who does it affect?
Sure. So, climate anxiety refers to many wide ranging forms of distress that lots of people around the world right now are feeling because of the climate crisis. So, of course, it can manifest as anxiety, as the title would make you think of, but also sadness, helplessness, hopelessness, fear, grief. There's lots of different co occurring difficult emotions that people are reporting experience with because of the climate crisis. And importantly, not just due to the fact that we are witnessing a world that is increasingly in a dangerous state due to warming temperatures, but we're also losing ecosystems and other species, non human species. And importantly, we're seeing leaders not taking adequate action. So there's an important element there about feeling betrayed or feeling let down by those who are put in positions to protect humanity and are failing to do so by not taking aggressive climate action that aligns with the science. So, climate anxiety, we know from a variety of studies that have come out, affects lots of different people around the world in low and middle income countries as well as high income countries. It doesn't just reserve itself for a certain subsect of humanity. It particularly is dominant in younger generations. You know, people who are now growing up have understood for years that the climate crisis is something that they're going to have to contend with over their entire lives, yet they have the least responsibility for creating the emissions that are producing that very uncertain future that they'll have to cope with, while those in power who have benefited from high emissions lifestyles and are still the ones responsible for taking action, but generally failing to do so, won't be around to deal with the consequences. So we see it as young people being at the kind of head of who we think of as the climate anxious, but it really can pervasively affect anyone from any generation. There are tons of older people too who feel this.
Hmm. And I mean, we talked a little bit yesterday about just, I guess, that feeling that you were saying, that kind of hopeless feeling, or there's been so much that's happened in the world the last 2 years, but especially with the climate. And you said that this also wasn't it's not, climate anxiety isn't a mental uh, illness per se. It's not anxiety or depression, but can that can climate anxiety trigger or worsen pre-existing or other mental illnesses such as depression and anxiety?